Hi, this is Kimberly with My Craft Spot, and today I want to show you the inking techniques that I used to make this card. Um, this little metal die set and the, let's see, where did it go? Oh, and the stamp set that goes with it is just so fun for vintage. There's lots of other, you can use it for cutesy things too, but I just thought this was a really fun vintage technique with this ticket. So I'm going to show you how I made these with the inking and everything. So, we'll put that aside. Now I've already cut this out with this die, and these can be separated, so they're two separate dies, but I haven't done that yet. I'll do that pretty soon. I'll show you how on a different video. So those are what come from this die. So I'm going to put that aside, and then there's let's see, this is my stamp set. It's all inked up. The one I showed you hasn't been inked yet. So for this one, okay, this is India ink, Memories ink, and I love this. It's pretty much waterproof and permanent, so that's why most of my stamps are stained black, because I think it's worth it. I love this ink. So we're going to go ahead and use that, because with this technique it's nice to have something that's waterproof. So we're going to use that on this one. Oops. We'll see if I can get this straight on while I'm doing it on the camera, which is a little harder. Let's see. Probably not. Oh, pretty close. So there's, whoops, and I've already done the other side, but that's how you add that little line around it. Super easy. Now I like to use diaper wipes to clean my stamps, as long as it's a good brand, so it doesn't leave little fuzzy hair or lint on it. Okay, so now I'm just going to get this little sentiment. It says ticket, and all I did was stamp that right there on that until I had a whole line of them. Oops, we'll just leave that open. Okay, and then the bigger tickets, so that's pretty easy, especially with this stamp set. It's makes it really nice. Okay, and then this one, I actually stamped the line. Now this one has a double line. The little ticket, whoops. Okay, the little ticket has a single line around it, and the bigger one is a double line. And then, oh, I'm really bumping that. And then on this one, I went ahead and used this stamp. It's whoops, it's got the number, then it has a line, and I just stamped it just a little bit down from the top, and then I turned it around and did the same thing on the other end of the ticket. Yeah, we're done with that for a while. All right. Now, with this stamp set, you can fold it over and just rip it, or you can go ahead and cut it with your scissors. So here I have my little ticket. Now, the next thing I did was use this texture stamp that comes with this set. Okay, now this is one of my most favorite inks. It's called Walnut Distress Ink, and I'm sure that you've all heard of this, but it is one of my favorites. I love it. So, oops, I need a little piece of paper or something. Hold on, so I don't make a mess. Okay, now I want to test it and just make sure. Okay, that's the texture. Kind of a weathered look. And so now this is bigger than the ticket, and so you don't even have to line it up very well. And there I have some texture on my stamp. So that's kind of fun. So I'll clean my stamp off. And then the next thing is to put a couple of words on it. And for that, I'm going to grab a different block. And now this stamp is just one long one. Obviously, that's not going to fit where I put the numbers. You know, it would fit just on the regular ticket, but where I added the numbers is not going to fit right there. And I want it to look like this one anyway. So what I'm going to do is get out my black ink again. Okay, now I'm going to carefully just ink the one side that I want to use. Okay, and now line it up, stamp, and so then I just have the one word. Now with this technique you want to make sure you wash the stamp good, and then I like to stamp it off because there's still a little bit of residue before I try that on just the, on just the other word. And I think I might have got a little bit on that, so I'm going to rub that off with my finger. Alright, so now just one more word. Okay, so there we have that one. And it's starting to look like that. And now I just need to ink around the edges. So for that, I'm going to use this little tool that's also sold by Ranger. It says Tim Holtz on it. And I'm just going to add along the edge. Now this is where it's nice to have that permanent ink, is because this ink, when it gets other inks wet, it blends. It's one of the nice features of this ink, but it does blend your sentiment stamp too, or things you don't want to will look runny. So there's how I made that fun stamp. So thanks for watching.